longer on it.
Yeah,
So,
there you go. So,
so
so, so when you do that, you just go home and you sit down and think, okay, I got to write this thing now. So, what's your style? How do you work? In other words, if you're working something on by yourself.
Well, it really depends on the project. In this case, it was fun to write because it was a lighthearted romantic comedy. And, that world, I knew that Reel One makes movies that are intended for a more, how can I say this, like straight edged audience.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that I would have to be writing between, within some pretty specific parameters. Think like a slightly edgier Hallmark type situation.
Okay. All
So,
right.
so even though my writing tends to be a lot edgier than that, I knew what this job was, and I knew that I would have to again write within these parameters. So, there are all these sort of unspoken rules, or rather spoken rules. Like you can't see death, but you can talk about death, certain things like that. So I was, it was a cute little concept about putting a wedding back together. And the idea came to me, and then I sat down and I went over the idea with the producers. And then first step was writing the treatment, and then getting sign off on that treatment. And then I was off to the races on the first draft, second draft, third draft, polish. And then they had to do a budget pass on it, meaning some of the locations that I wrote in were too expensive to
Mm-hmm.
shoot, because this one was under $1 million. And so then, at that point, you just have to say, okay, well, I put everything I had into this, and now it's not mine anymore. Now it's up to the director and the stars, and I actually have not yet seen a final cut of the movie. So I am equally as excited as the rest of the world to see it. And my family, always says, well, when can we see it? I said, when can I see it? I still
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet either. So
So, you had to think up all the characters and all that?
yes, all the characters are mine. The idea is mine. This sort of was born out of this. I was reading an article about someone's wedding that went south, and they didn't know what to do with all of